Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez here. I am next to the newly modified Pro 1000 for basically chipless printing. At this point, I am running a total of 9 channels that are disabled, but the cartridges are full, okay? You can continue to print even though you get warnings at your computer that you may be running out of ink. Well, we know better. We are not going to run out of ink. And how do we then keep track of our ink levels? Well, we keep track of them by using this system that I have here. These are liquid sensors that are attached to each cartridge and calibrated to detect a low condition of 20 ml, give or take a few mLs of ink. Now, some people are claiming or thinking that this is not a really good idea, but let me give you the hard facts. And you know me, I don't BS you, I tell you the truth. Say, for instance, you just purchased this and you paid the real retail price, which is about $1,299 plus possible shipping charges. And you get a set of cartridges that you then use to initialize the printer. You will basically use up 50% of your inks in order to charge the system. The ink is not lost. Some of it was indeed lost because it has to be ejected past the printhead nozzles and collected in your maintenance cartridge. But from that point on, any new cards that you add will begin to be used in their full capacity, meaning that after recharging, you may have about 40 ml of ink left in each of the 12 cartridges. Well, that will set you back $700, okay, for a full set of cartridges. And you will be replacing them, like I said, relatively soon, depending on how much printing you do. And you may be totally enamored with your new Pro 1000 and print a lot. Lately, I haven't been printing that much, but believe me, I'm going to be printing a lot from now on. So why would I not want to save money and still get the top level quality that I assume this printer can provide me? Well, the only options that I have is either go with full OEM at $60 each cartridge and about $55 for the Chroma Optimizer, which is a requirement. No matter what you do, you need to buy OEM Chroma Optimizer. But lucky for us, we can actually obtain that either by buying a 700 ml cartridge and extracting the ink like I have done. As you can see right here, I have 2 of them already extracted, or buy the loads from Precisioncolors. They will be able to provide you with OEM loads. They will sell them to you at, I think, 82 ml load for about $35 each. You're still going to save approximately just under 50%, okay? Because a cartridge, like I said, will cost you $60. But that includes the cartridge body, of course, and you're paying for the chip. Well, you will no longer need the chip. So let me put it to you in monetary terms. Each of the 8 non-OEM colors, and the OEM colors would be Chroma Optimizer, yellow, red, and blue. Each of the non-remaining, in other words, 8 colors will cost about $15 to refill a full load from empty. And again, you don't have to buy a chip anymore. Once you buy this system, it is a one-time expense, and you'll be able to then, from that point forward, be able to print without the worries of chips, okay? Think about that. Think about that. This is going to render this printer, to me, it's going to be the only printer I will probably be using from now on, unless someone has questions about my other members of the printer army in my room. But at this point, I really have no need to use anything else but this printer, and possibly the XP 15000 in the other room, which is also running chipless. A different type of system, chipless due to special firmware installation. Chipless here due because they allow us to disable ink monitoring once a chip is declared empty. Think about it this way as well. You will no longer be polluting the earth by throwing away plastic cartridges that will probably sit for a millennia before they begin to decompose. You can bet that these types of plastic containers will never deteriorate to the point where they become dirt. Not going to happen. So I would rather reuse my cartridges for something that I can then use to not only save me a ton of money, but give me the pleasure of being able to print at my heart's content. All right? So please think hard. If you're on the fence about this, just give me a little bit more time, and I will tell you the truth behind this and whether it's going to work or not. At this point, I am basically, everything is full. All of these sensors are on. All of these indicators are off, meaning that none of the cartridges have reached that point where the sensors will kick in, meaning that, hey, Joe, you are at about 20 ml. You might consider refilling your particular cartridge, whether it be yellow or red or whatever. All right, so thank you so much. We'll be back again with some more videos this week. And this weekend, as promised, and he did promise me in my last phone call with him, Mike will be with us from Precisioncolors, and we're going to talk and touch on more points about this system as to why it is imperative that you really consider doing this. And it's not just because, you know, he's going to be making money off of this. Believe me, the profit margin is very small. Okay, he's pricing it basically not even counting the hours that it takes for him to prepare a board, a set of boards. So that's about it for now. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And as always, happy printing, everybody. Bye-bye.